What's up, Comic Book Nation? BD here with Matt Reeves, director of War for the Planet of the Apes. Dylan Clark, the producer. Guys, we're at New York Comic Con last night. You showed the first footage, and you gushed over Andy Serkis a little bit. It sounds like you guys kind of like working with him.
Oh my God, Andy is... I'm not kidding. He's like one of the best actors in the world. He's just amazing, and we love him so much. He's
and
like
every actor that comes in to do it with him, comes to realize what just an amazing actor he is. So it's great for us to watch that process happen.
I mean, that's the thing, is that people talk about him being this great mocap actor. All mocap is they're devices that record your performance. When Woody Harrelson started working with us, he was like going, whoa, that guy's good. Like, they love each other.
And I didn't say it last night, but I wish I had done. James Franco wrote a letter to SAG about just what a wonderful actor Andy is. I'd love for you guys to figure that out and put it on air for people to read what James wrote. It's amazing.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the footage there, we saw the transformation of how they go from actor to ape with that. It was the incomplete footage. It looked really cool. But another transformation you guys talked about was the transformation of Caesar from the previous movie to this one. He's almost dropped his morals, right? He's just out for revenge. What can you say about his character? And is there any shot of redemption in this movie for him?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's, as we said, like the movie, obviously, there's a grand scale war, and it's between humans and apes, and it becomes so extreme that it sort of cracks Caesar. And the war is not only outside, but it's within his heart, and it's a war for his soul. And of course, his redemption is what the movie's about. It's part of the suspense and struggle. Is like, will he be able to sort of, find himself in a way that Koba couldn't in the last film, because Koba was so brutalized by humans, and when that happens to Caesar, who was brought up by humans and who has a love for humans, it shatters him.
The push and pull of the movie really takes Caesar into this, incredibly wide range of emotions. You have the dark revenge tale, but then along the way, he's reminded of his humanity through character interaction. So you have these moments of levity and comedy. We finally have this opportunity to do just great funny stuff in this movie.
I mean, this is the funniest stuff of any of the movies that we've done so far.
Caesar gets put into these situations. It's all it's almost, he can't believe it. He's incredulous at moments because what he wants is revenge.
On the one moment he's like Clint Eastwood, and then it's like Clint Eastwood, but then there's like this little girl who joins him, and he can't help. But somewhere in there, the humanity is still there. Yeah, exactly.
So this war, though, is with the Colonel and his army, is what I'm gathering. He's out for revenge against this Woody Harrelson portrayed Colonel. Little is known about the Colonel so far. What can you say, without giving too much away, about this character and Woody's portrayal? Because he looked in that teaser.
Woody is extraordinary, and it was a special experience to work with him, because first of all, he loved these movies. One of the things that we were excited about from the very beginning, he was like, I just love these movies. I don't know how you do it. And I said, well, you're going to find out. And he just dove in this amazing way. And his character, we don't really think of how any of the antagonists in the films as villains per se, because we feel like you have to understand how everybody comes to where they are from a justified way. And in his case, the humans are in a desperate place, and he is extreme, and you find out why he's so extreme as the story goes on, and so that you have empathy for him too. But he's pretty dark.
And in their individual struggle, I think Caesar sees that in his adversary, and he sees that this character comes from a place of torment, and so he starts to understand his antagonist.
And the mirror going on.
That's right. Yeah, and they're genuinely pitted together in this movie. And I said last night, and I loved it. It's just watching those two go, pound for pound, round for round in this battle is amazing.
That's going to be so cool. Now, one of the things with this franchise, you're in the third movie now. Each one seems very unique from the last, like so different, so much contrast between them. From the first day on set till now, when you guys are almost done with, well, not almost done. I know you got a lot of work to do, but what were the biggest differences from the time you got to set and you were talking about the story, and then looking at it now with how far you've come? What are the biggest differences with this one as compared to the predecessors?
Well, it's interesting because with each one, I wasn't involved in Rise, but the world we were trying to create, we knew was distinctly different, because suddenly you were in the post-apocalypse, and this movie just gets bigger and more mythic. It's sort of like they've all really been focused on Caesar and his sort of amazing arc. He starts as a sort of rejected soul who then becomes a revolutionary, and he frees the apes from their bondage. And then in Dawn, we really felt like he had to rise to a new place where he would become a leader in difficult times. And then a war has come that he never wanted. So in this story, it's really about him going on this mythic quest and how he becomes in a way, in the beginning of sort of ape history, he's sort of like the ape Moses. He has a really, really sort of amazing arc.
On Rise, when Peter and I started to make the movie, we had a great script from Rick and Amanda, a great idea where you think it was going to be James Franco's movie, and then the movie you follow Caesar, and we didn't quite understand how that technology was going to work. So as a movie experience, there was a lot of apprehension. How is this going to work? And then it worked. When we got Matt very quickly, and we had to assemble the team very quickly and rush into production. And so we didn't give him enough time, the amount of time that I would have liked to have given him to make Don, prepped in the best way, but he pulled it off. Somehow he pulled it off. On this one, we had a little bit more time. We had the continuation with Matt. We had the continuation with Caesar. So we took the opportunity and we thought, let's be very ambitious with this one. And I think that shows. I think this is our biggest movie because of that.
Well, and speaking of the continuation with Caesar, do you think this is a franchise that could go on without Caesar, or more importantly, without Andy? If you guys were to lose that character in storytelling somehow, would he do another character? Would you guys go on without Caesar?
He totally would.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that we do think that the series goes beyond Caesar, in that there's a huge sort of distance between the world of this group of movies and the '68 movie, right? And the idea is not to redo that movie, but to take the huge journey that is between here and there and find out how all of those things happen. It's this total ape psychology. And Andy, first of all, Andy could play anything ever, and we would never want to do anything without Andy.
We would love to see Andy come in as a human. We always talk about that too. It's just he's not an ape anymore. He's playing, some other, probably benevolent, a great uncle,
or by the way,
or a mean mother, like just he could do it.
Ulysses Claw, maybe.
But we really take these movies at one at a time, and we really want to get these stories right. And when we're developing them, we always have these new characters that come in, and we go, God, we could actually go off and follow this character. So there's a lot of opportunity here. And as Matt said, we know where the movie ends. We know Heston shows up. We know those apes are very different. The fun is in getting there. So we want to explore all those character moments along the way.
Very cool. And the last question, I know everybody wants to know, when can they expect to see this teaser themselves?
Soon.
When are we? Yeah, soon. Okay, I'll say soon.
Soon. You heard it here first.
Soon.
Very
All right,
soon.
guys. Well, thank you so much for taking the time
Thank
to talk
you.
today. Loved the presentation last night.
you.
And thank you for watching Comic Book Nation.